Good evening, if you're piping in from Colorado. Uh, I just felt like doing a little bit of practicing, and I have set up my streaming, or my setup for streaming for the first time in a long time, so I'm just kind of taking a test run right now. And while I'm at it, I have some jazz comping exercises that I'm working through. So as you can see on the screen here, I'm working through a particular jazz exercise. Uh, and just kind of solidifying it and seeing what different things I can do within it. General idea. So this is a tool that I use called GrooveScribe. Uh, it's really great because it gives a couple different visuals, as well as so it gives you musical notation, as you see, kind of on the higher end of it. It gives you uh, this different sequencer kind of thing as well, and so I use that, and it can pipe sound back to you. I haven't figured that out with streaming, and I'm not really about to sweat it. More than anything, just wanted to play around a little bit, and as long as I was practicing, figured I might as well stream it. So here we go. So this pattern, I have it pretty well down, but I kind of want to just start messing around with it a little bit more and see what other creative areas I can get with it. So, and you'll get a little bit of the clicking as I play as well. Uh, but we're just gonna noodle around with it. So here's how the pattern basically sounds. And already I'm blowing it. So one thing that I'm figuring out right off the bat is that I'll probably want to have some sort of mic situation. That way I don't have to switch back and forth with this. It does help just because if I turn off the mic, you don't get the drum clicking. But this is a test go anyway. So just me gonna practice around a little bit and talk while I do so. So one thing that I could probably work on with this is just finding a way out of it. So I always like exits like that where especially in a jazz setting, it kind of just lands really nicely. So I like that. And forgive me, I'm looking at this screen over to my side instead of like looking at you, but there's nobody out there, so whatever, it doesn't matter. So, but let's just kind of play around and see what kind of closer that we could come up with for that. I'm gonna even try and do the Sam Solik approach of just clipping my mic up here and seeing if that does me any solids. You'll just have to bear with seeing this bug in my face. So okay. Ah. Okay, so that's how I'll probably exit that. So. So I definitely need to get better at the comping side, and I figure like that's the beauty of this. Figured I'd just throw it up and have the practice session where I'm talking through it all. I wish there was a way that I could. Oh, I could even just turn this up a little bit. So me just troubleshooting as I go. Um, let's see what else to think through here. So I doubt you can hear me, but whatever. So let's come up with some different jazz comping ideas. You won't be able to hear this, but you'll be able to see the things that I come up with. You'll at least be able to see the notation, so that's good enough. But let's come up with some different comping patterns that we could just do within this swung thing. So boom, boom. I like starting with one. Let's try one there. And then maybe for good measure. Okay, so I can maybe figure that out. So yeah, and see, I can even hear the clicking there too. So I'm just gonna figure out some miscellaneous places that I could throw some ghost notes for comping into this, and so let's see what I could do for that. So ghost note there just for kicks. Ghost note there because I like throwing them in that position. Or actually, let's try this. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that so far. Let's do a ghost note here just because we didn't have one after this. I'd like to do a ghost note there too because that's a cool position. That would be a tricky kick drum to throw right there in that placement. So maybe I'll just hang tight before I do that. Let's try right there. Let's see. Okay, that's gonna be tricky. Oh wait, I don't think I have that right. There it is. Let me get back up here in case anyone's trying. Okay, so this is the first half of that, just a random comping exercise. Okay, cool. So that's the first half. Cool. So got that down at least. Now let's figure out that back half. So I'll try just the back half alone, just to see how that comes together. So, okay. Okay, let's just isolate that. So I keep wanting to hit the snare drum when the and, or I keep wanting to hit the hi-hat outside of the and when it should be on the 1 and 2 and. So okay, cool. So that's that very last part, this section right here. So Florianda, but in triplet form. So let's bring that back and see if we can figure out all that together. So okay, there it is. I like that kick drum placement too. That little oddball one right there. I definitely dig that. So let me just listen to it for a second and see if I can kind of. might even want it accented. Okay, yeah, I definitely want that accented. I know you can't hear it through the stream, but I don't care. I want that accented. So. This is where I'll have to figure out some way to have this where I can actually see it instead of me having half my face off the screen. So, okay, that was the pattern right there. Okay, sick. Oh, dude, that sounds sick. I really like that. So. Okay, so now I need to just work through kind of internalizing it so that I can recall it later on. Just because I don't have it fully down yet. So it's just going to take some time, but. Okay, so that was one time through cleanly, which I'm happy about, so. Okay, so that was nice, like, pick it up a little bit, give it a little more sauce there, so. Okay, so I need to just remember that when I get to the second half of it that I have those. They kind of creep up on me, and so I make some mistakes with that, so. Okay, and then I have to remember when I come back around where that first note is going to be, just because I feel like that kind of catches me off guard as well. So. Okay, so I at least made it through and then turned back around successfully, and then I kind of fell apart the second beat of the second time through. So I'll just look back to it again, try it. And so the goal here is really just a matter of, okay, I have this first step is just getting familiar with all these individual little spaces that I'm hitting things, either it's kick drum or snare drum, while maintaining just a swing pattern or a walk the dog pattern. And then from there, it just becomes a matter of seeing how well you can recall the whole phrase, and then how well you can kind of loop the phrase. So first, it's just understanding individual steps. Next, it's recall of all of those steps together. Next, it's looping that recall. So let's try that out a little bit more. So. So I have to remember that it's on at the beginning, not because I've wanted to do that a couple times. And I think the reason that I want to is because I have this one here on the second of those triplets instead of on the third here. So let's try it again. So that was really clean. Let me just see if I can nail it one time really cleanly, because I feel like I'm maybe focusing a little bit too much on the looping aspect of it a little too soon. So. Okay. And then it falls apart. I need to just really lock in with the. That way I don't forget. That way I just have that on autopilot, and that way I'm not having to actively think about it while I'm working through the rest of this. So. Okay, and then it gets a little bit weird once I speed it up a little bit. And just know too, like when I break into things like something that I already know really well instead of something that's a little bit random. Like, because the goal here is if you have a band that like comes up with a rhythm on the fly, it's the biggest thing here is being able to quickly define what that rhythm is and quickly convert that into like some sort of comping conversation between your kick drum and your snare drum. So if it's like a da da da, so it's like just being able to pick up on that and then convert it into drum talk. So and then like find your way out of it or transitional things like that. So that's what I'm working on right now, is me just trying to figure out something totally new and totally fresh, as if a band just like came up with a rhythm that maybe did something along the lines of what these notes are doing. So me just working some stuff out, me just learning how to play within all these individual 16th note triplet spaces. That way, if I'm ever confronted with something, I'm not caught off guard. It's like, oh yeah, I've played stuff where I fall into those gaps in the past. So okay, so that I messed up right there. Cool. So it's starting to lock in a little bit, like to where I'm able to look away from the screen that I have up with this music here, and I'm able to I've like now kind of internalized how the rhythm's supposed to feel, not only in terms of how it sounds, but also in terms of how it feels coming out of me. So it's like just getting used to it's hard to do without the groove around, just because you don't have a click or anything. So working through that. I feel like I have it generally well enough at the original tempo that I did at, and now I want to work on just picking it up a little bit. So cool. Actually like that. That's really, really cool. So yeah, that's just one idea of something that you can kind of work through, and I don't know, maybe I could add something else to it, like me just listening to it. Let me think of what could sound cool, and you won't hear this, but okay, I kind of like adding a little, so I added a little ghost note here. Let me see if I can actually figure that out, though. Swing and a miss. Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. So I think I'm getting the idea of it. It's just adding that one extra ghost note, so it's not changing it a whole lot, but it's changing it enough to where I have to actually think about this switch up that happened. And then now I'm messing up the back end of it right here. So after I get done with this kick drum, I have to just kind of lock in and make sure that I don't let this space go for too long before I bring the ghost notes back in that I'm comping with. So. And honestly, it'd probably even help me if I threw one here, just because then I'd get my bearings. And also it kind of serves to be like, okay, if I felt a ghost note there, then I know that the next one is going to be where that next ghost note goes. It's like mile markers, basically. Sometimes the more strokes that you have in a pattern, the easier it is to not get lost, just because you have more mile markers along the way. So more things that just kind of direct you. That's a tough one. I gotta figure out that. Too is just now when I did that, it felt natural and I had this locked in instead of me thinking about this side of my body. And I know this is atypical because usually you'll see right-handed jazz drumming, but I've been playing around with left-handed just because it's almost like your left side is devoted to being your ostinato side, and then your right side could be your comping side. So then it becomes like your left side just locks in, and your right side, they can just talk to each other. It's basically like single strokes. It's like using your kick drum and alternating hands. So. Streaming things set up. Check. Yeah, it sounds way better here versus. But as long as I'm getting this whole streaming thing set up, my camera for some reason after like 10 minutes decides it wants to black out and then it comes back too. So I don't really care. It still allows me to actually put this out there. So does not bug me at all. Better to have inoptimal tools versus no tools at all. That's what I always say. I've never said that once in my life. Let this side just go autopilot. I think what's throwing me off is that right there. And then also just like jazz drumming in general, like getting used to this being on the and then figuring out ways to do weird stuff with your with your right foot at the same time. On the and is like actually really tricky, especially holding down the swing pattern and everything like that. So gonna keep working on it just to get this down. So because there's a man walking his dog outside. Dog's distracted. I keep wanting to throw that kick from before this new drum. There it is again. I felt it coming already before it happened. Converse are better for it, so. And if you don't land it like perfectly, that's a-okay while you're practicing, because it's like, okay, if I landed it close enough, let me make these micro adjustments to try and squeeze it closer to where it needs to be, or stretch it further from where it wasn't supposed to be. I got it one time through at that tempo, but that was not easy. Okay, so this needs to stay locked in. This needs to be autopilot. It's literally just I'm dancing along to that song. I've never been a quick learner with stuff like this. I get it eventually, but it takes a while of working through it, so. Super close to that. I'm happy about that. Cool. Sweet. Well, this has been fun. Actually, let me see if I can just nail it down a little bit cleaner. So. locked in. But yeah, I just figured, I was going to be doing some practice anyways, so decided just to flip on the old stream service. And yeah, so if you're checking this out, this is really like, I'd like to do more of this, but the whole idea here is just sit down with a single exercise, something that's unfamiliar, maybe a little bit random and arbitrary, and then just see how you do at locking it in just over the course of a single session. So, thanks very much for checking it out. If you did, that is, and yeah, I'll be doing this more. So, take care.